Okay, so right now is not a van highlight. I was cooking and my filmmaker is here, Erin, who's a lady, my wife, obviously a lady, and I wanted to keep them warm at the same time that I was cooking. I turned on the heater at the same time and I was cooking, and bam! All the power went out. So normally, or what we've happened before, is the fuse would break. But if you look at this fuse right here, you don't see a break at all. So we were wondering what the heck happened and why is none of our outlets working. And I think, actually we know through research and calling the person who made this fan for us, that the breaker flip switch, I'm talking way outside like my scope. The breaker flipped, so we just need to go down there and flip it back. The only problem is the circuit breaker is underneath the bed. So we're gonna have to somehow maneuver the bed so Ashley can stick her skinny hand down one of the sides and flip that switch.
It's the size of a king-size Twix bar. I've measured it at a movie theater once.
Well, when she wrapped her loving arms around my neck on the dance floor at Chelsea's bar, I should have turned her away, but I was out of sync. I was firing, she was gasoline.
You know what I mean?
If it wasn't for me right now, Ashley would be crushed by the bed. And the pressure on my feet is severe pain, but I do it. I do it for her.
And our hearts were full of grief. I was firing, she was gasoline. Good God.
I got this samurai sword after I watched the movie Mulan, the new Disney movie Mulan. I was really inspired, so I had to get a real samurai sword.
I was firing, you was gasoline.
These are 3 things I hate about living in a van. My wife and I have been living in this van for 6 months. We're way past the honeymoon stages. And I gotta be honest, there's some things that I don't like about living in a van. It's, yeah, we're traveling across the country. We're seeing beautiful places, ocean, mountains, rivers, living down by the river. But man, there's some things about van life that I didn't really think about before getting into it. And I'm sure my wife has some comments as well. Matter of fact, before I share my maybe not so favorite things about van life, I think it's time to bring on my better half, the yin to my yang, the woman who made me say, I do. Ashley! You still want to do this video, right?
Am I supposed to?
No, we'll come to you.
Oh, okay. I think I might need sunglasses.
So, I'll help ask you questions.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm not like this natural, like.
What are 3 things you hate about living in a van?
I have to limit it to 3.
No, you can share more. No.
3 things. Number 1, the biggest thing that I hate about van life, and I think it's really only applicable if you are living with another person in the van, is the freedom to go wherever you individually want to go. Because if I wanted to run an errand or you wanted to run an errand, we have to pack up and move our whole house. So you needing a haircut requires me to need a haircut, or at least go with you, because we have to move the van to do that. That's one thing I didn't think about. I think a lot of times on social media you see the glamorous side, and then you see people talk about the non-glamorous side of, you know, going to the bathroom and parking and all of that. But freedom with another significant other, that's number one for me. The second thing I hate about living in a van is Wi-Fi. Both of us work, and being able to find places to park that also have good Wi-Fi is really difficult if you're looking for a beautiful place to park. That being said, when we do find a beautiful place to park, we've tried to make it a priority to disconnect so we really can enjoy it. Otherwise, you're just trying to do work with really slow Wi-Fi. Number 3, I always feel like I'm cleaning. I know people are like, well, it's such a tiny space, so you really don't have to clean much, but you can't leave your dishes because your dishes are right next to your bed, and you can't leave the door open too much, and if you do, the outside's gonna blow in. So I'm always cleaning. My husband's always cleaning too. We share those duties. But that's one thing, albeit you can clean the van very fast, it's not a large space, you do always have to clean. There's no like off days.
So with all that said, is there anything else you'd like to add, or could you even talk about like, do those things make van life suck overall?
No, they don't. They don't make van life suck at all. I think if neither of us were working, like if we were just doing van life, taking time off away from the computer, we would have a different experience, for sure. Or if we didn't have to work as much, we would have a different experience. But with our lifestyle and what we've made of it, I think we've gotten it down to going really hard, working hard for 4 days out of the week, and then disconnecting for 3, which is still pretty awesome.
Do you want to talk about anything else, like farts or whatever? Because that's on my list.
What is wrong with you?
Just kidding, it's not.
Yeah, it's a small space. Like, smells. Small space. The one thing, everyone always is like, oh, you live with another person in the van, you live with your spouse, your significant other. Isn't that a really tiny space? They would, like, oh, that would really annoy me. The space thing has not been an issue at all.
Is it because we're in love?
Yeah, no, I don't know. I mean, yes, we're in love. I don't know if that. I like being around you. So, even in really small spaces.
Cool. Thank you for your contributions. Anything else you'd like to say? Give a shout out to anyone? Your mom?
I don't know if my mom watches YouTube.
Damn, she doesn't watch my videos? It's messed up.
Well, I would give a shout out to all of my friends that are going to come and watch this video just because I'm in it.
Those were quite some comments by my wife. I'm just surprised she kept it to 3. Babe, did you hear that? Babe?
Yes.
I'm just kidding. I love you. You're not a complainer, neither am I. That's why we're a great team. On my top 3 lists of major complaints of van life, I definitely share the pain of Wi-Fi signal. I think we tried to do our best research. We got all the right tools. We have the Wi-Fi extender, which is supposed to pick up Wi-Fi signals from around you. Like if you're in a parking lot that's big, you can knock out the Starbucks Wi-Fi from quite a distance. But that tool, when you're in the middle of nowhere, does no good. We also have the 5G Verizon hotspot. Doesn't matter how good of a hotspot it is. Also, when you're in the middle of nowhere, you have 0 service. The best views in the world, mountains, rivers, lakes, forests have zero service. We were just in Redwoods, California, where we had zero signal and Wi-Fi. It's the first time that was ever like just total cold turkey from internet, community, people. And actually it was quite a blessing. It was so bad that we were forced to be like, okay, we're just not going to look at our screens for 3 days. And I actually slept amazing, 12 hours, maybe a little bit too much during those times, but I realized how addicted I am to my screen, to my phones. And since that trip, I think we saw the benefit of taking a 3-day break from everything. So powerful that I think at least once a month we're going to try to do a 48-hour just detox. I think it's just super important to do that because we're always so connected. We have this dopamine effect of notifications, and yes, I think it's unhealthy. One last note on that before I get back to why, my reasons of hating van life. If you haven't already done these things, super important. You gotta turn off all your notifications on social media because they are just toxic. All right, so Wi-Fi is pretty lame, but I'm actually gonna put that as number 2. My number 1 thing that I guess some of those things you don't really think through until you're living in a van, you realize, crap, this is now life. This is what it is. It's showers. My showers in the van, to heat up the water here, it takes an hour. So thinking or planning your showers is something that you just don't do in a regular house. You think you're dirty, you smell really bad, so you hop in the shower. Done. In the van, you're like, I need a shower. Oh crap, it's 8 p.m. Damn it, there's no light. So our solar, which is already at 40%, if I heat up the water tank, that's gonna take up 30%, and then we'll have 10%, and that's not enough to last through the night. So it's like, okay, I guess I will shower tomorrow. Or, usually we're more glamping than boondocking, so we're going to campgrounds and they have showers. Are they glamorous? Absolutely not. The showers are concrete, cold, typically open air, so it's been cold. We've been traveling during the winter, so that's cold. You're showering in 50-degree, 40-degree weather. You can see your breath sometimes. You definitely see the steam from the shower. We're wearing sandals and showers like we're showering at a gym, except it's not as nice as a gym. And so when we do have, let's say you have planned out your shower an hour in advance and you do heat up the water, you got enough energy, you're not showering for long. We're showering for literally 60 seconds to 2 minutes max. I think Ashley was able to research and figure out that the average American uses 15 gallons of water to shower alone. We have a 40-gallon water tank in the van, and every day, including 2 showers, we're using 5 gallons of water. So you can imagine what that's like. Lather up. Water. Turn off water. Lather up. I mean, it's literally like 2 minutes max of shower. So no long showers. It's just, something when I visit an Airbnb, a hotel or whatever, I'm in there. Showering, getting clean. I miss that. All right, point number 3. This one is, I don't know how else to describe it. It's just flat out gross. It sucks. It's something you don't think about, envision doing in the romance of van life, but it is absolutely mandatory. You have to when you have a composting toilet. There is this thing that is a pee bucket in the toilet. The bucket gets full of pee, yes. You have to empty that bucket or else it overflows, and that would be very catastrophic. So emptying the pee bucket is not fun, not pleasant, absolutely gross. It smells bad. And just, emptying this yellow bucket just makes you think, wow, like we need to hydrate more.
Are you serious? Don't put that in.
Let me just say quite frankly that there are certain types of foods that we do not eat anymore because of the pee bucket. Yeah, so the pee bucket, it is super unpleasant. You have to go and dump it into like a toilet of a public bathroom, restroom, and then it's done. Then you don't think about it, and a week goes by until you do it again. These are just, it's just not fun. When you thought about living in a van and traveling the country, seeing beautiful sunsets, emptying the pee bucket's just something I didn't think about. It's part of my life right now. I'm not happy about it. I know once I'm not done living in a van and I hit that flush button, and be like, this is my toilet. I'm gonna really appreciate just having a toilet. Plus a lot of things, like a regular home, hot water, long showers. These are things that you really start appreciating the simple things of modern day life. But with all that said, living in a van has been amazing, life-changing. I am not the same person I was 6 months ago when I started. I'm at peace. I am more patient than I've ever been. I have enjoyed watching the simple things of life, like enjoying a nice sunny day, watching the suns come out or go down. Life is just so different. I am going to always look back on our time in these 6 months and be like, dang, can't believe we did that, and learned so many lessons. And I think my wife and I's relationship's the best it's ever been, living in a van. I know more than a few people who have shared with me that if they lived in the van with the person that they married, they'd get a divorce. That's not us. We're having a great time. Well, you've heard from my wife and now myself on the top 3 things
I would like to add my 2 cents into this conversation.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sure.
Perspective. As somebody had no choice in this matter or no say in this matter, I feel like I do maybe need to share some of my opinions of van life and how it's impacted me. Number 1, sipping in a tent. In Sedona, when we were traveling through Arizona, it dropped to at least 30 degrees at night. I froze my ass off. Number 2, I drive a Jetta. The Jetta was not built for off-roading into the Bureau Land Management land, or BLM land as they say. And number 3, our eating schedules tend to be a little bit different than each other. So when they eat, I eat, but I'm not always hungry when they eat, and vice versa. Other than that, I can't complain about the scenery and the campfires. It's a really nice way to just enjoy nature and relax in the wilderness. Wi-Fi is great too. Love it. Really looking forward to that 5G, Elon.